Recently everybody's been flipping their tits over a new trailer. The trailer is like a sequel, or a remake, or a reboot, or whatever the fuck Hollywood can shove into its tight asshole based off of Ghostbusters. And, I've watched it myself and I am faced with the difficulty of being the minority here. I mean, I don't even see the problem here. A majority of the hate is based off of uneducated assholes who don't realize that this is a remake/sequel to the show that came before. You can clearly see that in the instance that they brought back the ape from the original show.
Oh, banana.
But really though, it fucking sucks. And it took me forever to understand why everybody was eating so much shit for hating on the trailer. Yeah. But alas, I finally realized the answer. It's taken me several days to figure this one out, and all that research finally pulled out with a positive answer. Drum roll, please! It's because everybody's a pussy fart too afraid to look at their own dick. I mean, it's been a while since segregation's ended. Women have rights now. I mean, everybody's on pretty equal grounds at this point. We're all friends here. You say something controversial, though, and everybody accuses you of being a racist, a sexist, a neo-Nazi, a fucking Jap? I don't see the big deal. Women have the opportunity to either get an abortion now or later. That seems to be fair enough for me. But if you even glance at a picture of someone who is clearly wearing skanky clothing, well, you're suddenly called out for. You know, Jesus got crucified on the cross for you assholes. He could have just made the whole thing quick and easy and just end himself with a rope and a wooden stool, but instead, he commissioned himself to be crucified. And for what? An argument over tits? Research leads me to find that there are two possible sources for arguments over sex and races, and why they are still continued today. You know, besides the obvious people can't grow the fuck up excuse. Source number one leads me to believe that's all Tumblr's fault. And that is true, but to an extent. It goes far beyond Tumblr. And we blame Tumblr for everything wrong in the world as it is. Do you really think Tumblr needs another strap-on shoved up its urethra? Yes. The real issue here leads me to my second source. A source with so many capabilities that could separate the world into vast amounts of rocks floating in space. An investigation so powerful that if you even fuck up the wording, you will be guaranteed to have more than one 8-year-old in the comment section discussing his own insecurities. To pinpoint why race and sex is still an issue is like trying to remove brain tumors with a bobby pin halfway up your own asshole. But one of the more direct reasonings for this is because of the whole race and sex gimmicks used in multimedia. Mainly movies, so. And you know, I think it's fair enough to say that the general demographic of audiences are fucking retarded as far as movies go. They'll eat up just about anything, so it's no big surprise that this is even happening to begin with. A race/gender gimmick, most commonly used in movies, is a gimmick in which the creators will think of ways to make a shitty movie, but get everybody to love it anyways. Now, there are plenty of gimmicks they can use to trick audiences into mistaking a pile of pepperoni dick for a masterpiece, but the easiest and most convenient method is the whole Jew route. But what if we take advantage of the whole feminist rights movement? That way nobody could call it bad or they'll automatically become sexist. This is also the easiest method for tricking audiences. If they don't like it, then they can't complain, because then they're automatically a sex offender pedophile dickbag who jacks off to cartoons from the early 2000s and objectifies women. In case you can't already tell, this gimmick in particular sorta pisses me off. And that's mainly because it's grown a large cult of believers, people who follow in the footsteps and people who truly believe that this is the best way to let kids know that black people exist. If you think this movie is going to ruin their childhoods, you're wrong. If you think women can't be Ghostbusters, you're wrong. If you want to say this movie will fail, you are wrong. Let's not forget what the essence of Ghostbusters is and what it is about the originals that made us fall in love with them. Guess what, people? Those movies are still there and fine. This movie won't ruin anyone's childhood, but give a new opportunity for a new generation of people to experience and enjoy what we did as kids. If you're a person who shits on that regardless, well then don't see the movie. Just remember, this film has the blessing of one of the original creators, Dan Aykroyd, and I'm sure Harold Ramin would love it too. Yeah, that's real fine and dandy, Manjana, except you forgot one small detail. It's fucking wrong. People like this truly need to fucking stop, like, just breathing in general.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, X-Ro. I went to college for women's studies.
Bagels are sexist because only men can fuck them.
What is this? What the hell? What the hell? This movie's main cast is a man? What? Get this biggest shit out of my house! What is this? What is VeggieTales? You mean no fucking fruit? Get this shit out of
It's also worth noting that this sort of stuff has been going around for a while. 12-year-olds don't know when to fucking stop and continue to support this sort of activity through numerous change.org posts. And it was a pretty fucking bad example of this. I mean, there were many problems with the movie itself outside of the cheap gimmicks, but the fact that all the main characters of the movie are black is not a fucking coincidence. It's a fucking gimmick. The cinema business is playing you faggots. It's a trick so you guys can't fucking complain. Like, if you even look at some of the comment sections of the trailers, it's basically just a giant cringe fest. Y'all complaining about a black Annie, but y'all okay with white characters in the movie Exodus. Y'all are something else. A hilarious emoji. Looks great. I'm black, and when I heard that Annie was going to be remade but with a black cast, I was worried the film might have some black stereotypes in it. Then again, that might still happen, but I hope it doesn't. Cue the racist comments from people too punked to ever post their real faces, because they would never say those things in real life. Side note, can't wait to take my son to see this remake. The funny thing is, nobody's really complaining about the race issue. Only blacks and social justice warriors are making everybody out to be. So what they're basically doing is that they're punching themselves in the face and blaming it on everybody else. Same thing is happening with Ghostbusters trailer right now. To be quite frank, I'd actually argue that you yourself is racist if you thought this was a race thing. I mean, everybody else just saw it as a remake. You're the one who went out of your way to think that. I mean, no one would give a fuck about black characters if they were actually able to pull it off. Yet, at the same time, they didn't. Black people aren't the problem. It's the fact that the filmmakers were blatantly putting black people in there for the sake of diversity, and not for the sake of the fucking movie. Like, if this were an actually good movie, it probably wouldn't matter too much that they modernized a remake and replaced all of the other characters with different race in the name of social justice. But it's not. The people who defend the Ghostbusters trailer only defend it because it has women. But, hey, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every fucking movie has women in it. The only difference here is that women are the majority of the entire cast. What makes this 8 times more pathetic is the fact that we have beloved films. Gone with the Wind, Kill Bill, Alien, Terminator, all of that shit. All of these movies hold one thing in common. The main character has a vajuju. I know, what a fucking shocker, right? The fact that all of these are critically acclaimed films, and the character has a fucking ovary. It's almost like the film was actually competent enough. But automatically, when this sort of thing pops up, those movies cease to exist. There have been numerous counterclaims against activists. Things about how brain dead they are. All of which are fair, by the way, such as this one. And all of which are completely unbiased. Yet there are still so many goddamn articles about how everybody hates the new Ghostbusters movies because, but it all has girls. Give this script to a woman, and everybody will shit on it. Give this script to a man, and everybody will still shit on it. The issue here isn't the women. It's, for one, the cheap-ass gender gimmick, and secondly, well, everything else, pretty much. Ghostbusters is known for its pure wit and novelty. It has some of the most quotable lines in any movie I've ever seen.
Hey, where's this Peck?
I am Walter Peck, sir, and I'm prepared to make a full report. These men are consummate snowball artists. They use sense and nerve gases to induce hallucinations. People think they're seeing ghosts. And they call these bozos who conveniently show up to deal with the problem with a fake electronic light show.
Everything was fine with our system until the power grid was shut off by Dickless here.
They caused an explosion.
Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Well, you could believe Mr. Pecker.
My name is Peck.
Or you could accept the fact that this city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion.
What do you mean, biblical?
What he means is Old Testament, Mr.
Yes.
Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff.
Exactly.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Get him out of here.
Bye.
I'll fix you, Venkman. I'm gonna fix you.
I'm gonna get you a nice fruit basket. I'm gonna miss him.
Now take that out and replace it with Scary Movie 5.
Oh, hell no, the devil is a liar! Get out of my friend, Ghost!
Ow, that's gonna leave a mark!
The power of pain compels you! Ow!
And that's why everybody hates it. It has nothing, and I want this to go through your thick skulls, nothing to do with genders. I dare you to rewatch the trailer and tell me you laughed. Hell, it's challenging enough for me to even get a smirk. Because it didn't fucking happen. A lot of the jokes from the trailer range from, haha guys, look, it's an outdated car, to, haha guys, look, she just slapped her. Ha 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 ha. This trailer completely insults our IQ and treats us like third graders, when the sad reality is not even third graders would laugh at this.
Haha, it's funny because sex.
The CGI is bad, the comedy is god fucking awful, and it continues the chapter of using females as a selling point, not to mention, it's another god fucking damn it reboot. How many fucking reboots are we gonna get this decade, huh? You think the first 80K weren't enough? You have to fucking, what? Not to mention, it's a reboot of such a beloved franchise.
Make something new, you lazy fucks.
Honestly, hadn't this been for Slimer or the Ghostbusters label or even the Ectoplasm, literally no one would know this is a reboot of Ghostbusters. It would just look like another parody movie to go in the pile of shit that nobody saw. Except everybody will see it because they shoehorn Ghostbusters into it. These gender gimmicks need to die. The people who believe in these gimmicks need to die. I need to die. You need to die. Fucking kill me already. This is also the easiest method for jacking yourself off.